Got 8 games back. That's great. That's great news there. I didn't know that. That's great for our conference and flexibility with our scheduling, and especially with Notre Dame coming in, and, being able to keep our home schedules, intact, and keeping the right amount of games, which is obviously important, not just for the university but for our community. There's so many people that thrive off of those home games. So I'm actually really happy to hear that.
Do you have any idea this was coming? Or in the
I did not. I mean, I voiced my opinion, but like I said, we didn't get a vote. It was one of those things we just walked in the meeting and said, "Oh, this is what it is," and they're like, "Okay." So I'm glad that Tim takes all the credit. Says Notre Dame has saved the day once again. But that's a real positive in my opinion.
Would you like to see
that? You're only going to be going to like a Chapel Hill once every 12 years, or some of this coastal, or Virginia Tech.
It is what it is. I mean, you just play the ones that show up, and that's really that's the same for anybody. When you have this many teams, in the conference.
You're keeping Georgia, but would you like to see maybe get back into talks with Oklahoma State and Ole Miss?
Well, I would think probably Notre Dame is probably going to have a factor in that. I don't know that, because you got to, they're going to be playing people, so you got to fit them in somewhere. So, but I think that it definitely keeps the door open to be able to keep those type of games. The Auburn series has been it's been great. It's been fun for our fans and their fans, and to have that out of conference type ball game, way to really gauge your team outside of conference. And obviously everybody's jacked up about the Georgia series. I think it's going to be really good for college football, and great for just Clemson, Georgia people to be able to hook those two teams up for a couple years, and so I think it allows you to keep that flexibility, whoever that is, whether it's another series with Georgia or whoever it may be. I think we had Ole Miss on there and Oklahoma State, and then when this 9-game stuff came around, that was pretty much put out the door. So I would say anything's possible.
Much of Freeman and DJ Howard been out of practice the last couple days?
Oh yeah, Freeman's practiced.
Yeah,
he's practiced every day, and DJ has not. He's limited.
He's got his shoulder.
Yeah, his shoulder. He's probably pretty questionable for Saturday at this point. I don't feel good about him right now today. Pretty banged up. He's been battling it for a couple weeks, and took another shot on it the other night. But good news is like I was looking at this time of year, looking at the injury report this morning, the training room report, I should say, and there's a long list of guys. It's a lot of things, nicks, bumps, bruises, aches, pains. So open date's coming at a good time for us, and feel good about getting DJ back, and then obviously Martavis is out this week again, so we'll get him back. Hopefully he's got getting his stitches out maybe tomorrow or something, today or tomorrow, get him out, get him back rolling next week.
Did you decide on the kicker situation yet? Who's going to be kicking off?
Have not made that decision yet. We got another day tomorrow, but we'll run one of them out there.
I think you said, on your Wednesday call today, that you guys tackled last week and this week on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, which is a little bit different than FUT.
Yeah.
Talk about that and why you did it.
Well, I'd say I probably made a mistake. I mean, and listen, 99% of the teams out there and 100% of the NFL teams don't go live during the season. It's. I mean, you're full speed, but you thud people up and you try to stay on your feet. That's just the way. One of the ways the game has changed with smaller rosters and injuries and longer seasons and all that kind of stuff. But I just felt like that and then last year we had a bunch of veteran guys that knew how to play the game up front on both sides, and this year I just felt like going into last week, the only way we were going to get better is to just simulate the game speed in practice and to just go live and it's tackle to the ground and try to fix some of our problems and create some confidence. I felt like we had a confidence problem, part of it, as far as finishing some plays. So creating some confidence by having some success in practice, creating that energy, and not treating them like a veteran group, because they're not. And that's probably a mistake on my part. So now you got to, at some point, you got to realize that there's some diminishing returns to that. But I felt like last week and this week with an open date coming up, you just kind of hold your breath. And, we've been able to get through it okay. And we pretty much have most hands on board. I think we've improved. I definitely think it helped us last week. I don't think there's any question about it. And we really tackled better. We fit everything better. We still weren't perfect, but with what we're getting ready to see this week and a bunch of guys who really haven't seen it, I just felt like the only way to get them ready was to just go full speed live, cutting on the perimeter, inside, everything. And our guys have done a good job. So it's been, if they'll play like they practiced Tuesday and today, then we got a chance to hopefully execute a little bit better on defense.
So you'll pick your spots with this, or is this going to
be
a weekly staple?
I think again we got the open date, and then I think when you start getting into that 7th, 8th game, you got to, hopefully by then you've improved and you can back off a little bit. We'll probably pick our spots. Hey, this period maybe is live. We've always done a little bit of that, but we've been entire practice from the time they hit the field until they've left has been live, and there's not many teams out there that do that. And again, you won't sustain that throughout the whole entire season. So just got to make the right call, and but I just need to see the improvement. And that's something we'll make a decision of as we move forward. But hopefully we're going to improve Saturday, go have a great open date, and hopefully continue to get better, and then we'll back off. That's one of the, I think, real keys in having a successful finish to the season is knowing when to kind of pull back a little bit on your guys. Whether it be the length of practice or the amount of periods or the amount of hitting, whatever it is, because the season does take a toll on these guys, and you got to understand now they're not just playing football. These are students. There's a lot of pressure on them academically. There's a lot of things going on in their lives, and so the mental and physical pressure can take a toll on these guys.
Are you saying you wish you would have done it earlier?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I do. Yeah.
But
having said that, I say that, but we've never done that. We've got to, and nobody else does either. We've got a practice plan we believe in, but I do. If I'd been a little smarter, I'd have done it earlier. But better late than never. And we've been lucky. Nobody's gotten hurt. All of a sudden you go out there and you get a great player who knows how to play hurt. Then you beat yourself up on that. So, but I just felt like from a big picture standpoint, we just had to just take that risk and just they need to see the game speed on the practice field physically. And I think it's made us better. I think they've had a lot of enthusiasm. They've been on edge at practice every day. Really, really engaged every single snap, and we get a ton of snaps at practice. So I think it's been good.
All set?